Hi everyone, Sean back from the Sci-Fi Model Guy, and welcome to Chapter 8 of the U.S.S. Enterprise 1701D build from AMT. This is a 1400 scale model, and we are really moving along in the build series. Actually, the build is done. It's right there behind me. If you want to zoom in, you can see it. Probably won't see too much detail, but I'm so happy with how she turned out. So anyway, there's a lot in this one, everyone. I know I keep saying that, but in this one we really do have a lot to talk about. We're going to be closing up the saucer section, finishing up talking about the lighting on there, some changes that I made for the navigation lights there that had to be done because of some room and some issues that I discovered. Then we're going to go to the star drive section. We're going to be talking about that wonderful deflector array from Green Strawberry and showing about a little bit about that. It's just a tease on that one. We're going to do the final installation later. I hope I recorded that because it was really interesting. And then we're going to mount the nacelles. We're going to be talking about some decals on here, some wiring things that I learned, and some photo etch little boo-boos that I made. Now, just a little disclaimer here, everyone. I am not the best at doing photo etch. I'm still learning. That's a skill I really want to get because these photo etch things, excuse me, these photo etch pieces are really amazing things, and I'm slowly building up my skill on that. I'm probably going to go on YouTube and look at some videos on how to do that because there's different methods to secure them to your model, like different glues and stuff. I use CA glue. Someone mentioned in the comments earlier that there is a different material or different kind of a resin or something to get them to stick. I need to look into that. I might even have some down here. But just bear that in mind. I am by no means an expert on the photo etch, but the photo etches that are available for this kit are really good. And I am getting better. So just a little bit of a disclaimer there. And then there are a couple of little bit of edits in here. I try to show all the little mistakes that are made on here, but sometimes I have to cut them out just for brevity or because I'm not talking in the video when I'm trying to figure something out. You see a lot of that in this video of me actually trying to figure things out in real time. I try to do that for you so you can see kind of the process, how I'm thinking. And it also documents it for me later on so I can go back and learn. So anyway, that's it for the intro, everyone. Little announcement here. So I've made a decision here for the channel. I'm going to stop doing the viewer mail on these videos. So what I am going to do, though, we are going to start a live stream series. It's going to be probably bi-weekly, twice a month, and the plan is to bring some people on. I would love to talk to some of you, especially some of you folks who've been sending me pictures consistently of your build. We've kind of built a little rapport on there. I'd like to continue that and maybe even bring some of you on a live stream to chat live, and we can talk to the audience and talk to each other and learn some things and kind of go back and forth. I don't know the name of it, so if anyone has any ideas for the name of what to call it, the show, let me know. It'll be probably a bi-weekly thing, live stream, just direct interaction with all of you. And it'd be during those live streams that we will go through all the viewer mail that had come in up until then. We'll talk about it like in real time. So I'll react to these pictures and make sure I won't dox anybody or anything like that. But I think that might be a cool solution to do that. So we'll do a live stream in a couple months and just hang out for a little while. There's some of you out there that know me from other channels. I've got some friends out in the pop culture area of YouTube, and I do a lot of live streaming there. I've got another channel that I do, which we'll promote some other time down the line. I'm trying to build that one up as well. If you're interested, it's called Retro Reels and Games, and that's where I go and I play retro video games. We talk about older movies, like from the 80s. I'm a Gen Xer, so we'd be talking about that. Really trying to launch that channel too, so that one's going to be coming down. So we'll do a little bit of crossover with that as time goes on. But if you're interested in it, go ahead and give it a sub. Retro Reels and Games. I do a lot of live play of old video games, and I'm having a lot of fun. It's just my kind of way to get on and just relax and just have fun. And it's a big thing. It's not many subs. There's like 70 people on it, so maybe we can get a few people to join there. Gosh, wow, that went a lot longer than I thought. But yeah, we're gonna do the live stream, guys. That way it'll make it a lot easier for me to edit these videos and get them up and get them out instead of writing the scripts for the model, for the reviews of the viewer mail. It's not really scripts, but I write down some thoughts and stuff and put them in order and everything. That takes a little bit of prep, but I think doing it live would be fun. So we're going to give that a try. Look for that to happen in the next week or two. I would like to do it, well, maybe not week 2, but maybe by the end of October we'll do that, because there's some things going on. I have to go out of town and such stuff like that. All right, guys, that's it for the intro. Thanks for hanging around. Thanks for your subscriptions. We're really climbing the ladder there. It's great having a great time with you. And if you guys want a little sneak peek, here is the project I'm working on right now. We've got, actually, she's almost done. This is a bird of prey. And we're gonna have a lot of fun with this, doing a diorama. We've got some salt and hairspray techniques going on for some flecking. No lights on this one, guys. No lights on this. This is going to be a kind of a diorama, more of a simple build, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And that one will be ready to start posting soon. So I got a lot of content recorded. All right, guys. Enjoy this video. Thank you again so much for being here and hanging out with me and letting me learn along with you. Take care. See you down the road. Well, folks, okay, so we're getting ready to close up the saucer section here. As you can see, we've got all of the wires connected between the two to get the blinking and strobe effects that we needed to connect to the nav board over here. However, I was a little bit disappointed, and I had to change strategy here. So if you look right here, you'll see some black goop. And you'll see this right there. That is a fiber optic wire, and that is tracked over and just connected right here to one of these SMDs. The strip right there, and it's locked down with some CA glue. And we have the same thing going on over here. Some fiber optic going over to this light, and it's just locked down with some CA glue. Probably should have used Solarez, but the CA glue ended up working, and the lights functioned. Over here, I removed the light. These were 0805, I believe, maybe 3020. But anyway, I ended up removing the 3 lights there. And the reason I had to do that was because the saucer was not closing. The amount of room, I anticipated it incorrectly. I just made a mistake, basically, was what happened. So I had to think of something else. So I just went with the fiber optic there. Sorry, it's really late at night here, guys. And I had to remove those. So these guys no longer are connected to the nav strobe lights. I did, however, leave the red and green over here on the top of the saucer section as the blinking lights. I just like that effect. That's just me. But these are going to be steady state now. And this one here, you'll notice, does not have a fiber optic wire connected to it. That is because over here on the front of the top saucer section, this light is not covered in any black stuff to mask it. So that light will shine directly down into this one. I'm just going to have to put a... oh, no, wait, it is there. Sorry. There's still some Solarez there on the bottom of the bulb. I will have to reapply the Solarez for the bulb effect on the outside of that. But anyway, yeah, it's ready to go. Like we had said before, I'm pretty proud of the wiring job I did on this. I know it looks like a mess, but it actually came out pretty clean. We've got the nice primary positive and negative wires going around here and going around here, and we've got a nice connection here. And I was able to use the colored wires here to accurately identify what's what here. So and let me pan up here. I've got red, green, white, blue, and yellow back there. I do need to get some black, but if you're building these along with me, I do recommend getting some other color wires if you're using the nav boards, because the strobe effects are different. Of course, you've got the positive and negative coming out of there that are red and black, which are easy to identify, but you've got the yellow and the white, which control the 2 different effects of blinking. So you may want to just consider that if you don't want to have to label everything with wires, because that can get a bit confusing. But it's only a few bucks for these strands of wires, and they last a long time. Anyway, guys, okay, so that's it right now. I'm going to go ahead and close it up and get a lot of tape out and strap that down, and then I'll be ready to start the clear coating process and keep moving on with the decals and all the fun stuff. So hard part is pretty much over on this build, guys. So really happy here. Hopefully you see that, or aren't making too much fun of me here. Over here, real quick before I close up, there's some putty that I had used thinking to light block some of the, I was going to start using this to light block because the sensor array there. I ended up just painting it black like this, so it should be fine. And we'll tackle any light spots that come through there. But yeah, so one last look for the whole world, unless someone in the future just opens her up. And that's it, guys. So we're having fun still, a lot of fun with this build, and hopefully you, if you're building this along with me, hopefully you're having a good experience as well. Talk to you soon. All right, we're back with another short segment, everyone. So as you can see here, I did a little bit of work and mounted a strip of 6 warm white LEDs on the main drive section here, facing toward the deflector array, and this is going to be used to illuminate that. And I chose warm white just because it's a little softer, and we do want a nice glow effect coming out of that. And the power is connected right here. It'll go to this area there. And so that's the reason for this section here. Now, here we are with this beautiful resin piece from Green Strawberry. And I don't think I showed the components of this before. So what we're looking at here, this is just the main thing here. Sorry about that edit. I had to go grab a piece. So here we are with all the pieces of the item. And this is just a beautiful piece, everyone. It's 3D printed, I think. It's out of resin. But look how nice and clear it is. And the great thing is it's already light blocked because it's a solid piece of this gray resin here. And it's specially made for this kit. It was about $26 from Green Strawberry. And I got it out from HCA Model Works, but I'm sure there's other places you can get it. And here's the box right here. So if you wanted to jot that down, see what it's called and the part number and all that. And it comes with a little bit of photo etch and a little clear piece here, and the main deflector here, and these two pieces here, which the instructions on here say what you have to do is you cut the deflector dish thing out, and you put that in here, and you press it down, and it makes a nice curve. Well, this way. So you can see it's curved there, and it's got this. It's this nice little addition, little piece that they gave to you so you don't have to manually bend it. So you put the piece in here when it's cut out, and you press it down, and it gives it the perfect contour to fit in here. So the first thing we have to do is we have to take out this part here. The instructions I have somewhere, they're not in front of me, unfortunately. They just say to remove this, so that's no problem. We'll just get the the cutting disc out with the Dremel tool, and I'll just cut that away. And then this little guy goes in there behind here, this part, and it comes right through. And so it's this piece here we're going to paint with the Tamiya clear blue with the spray paint, and that's going to give a nice blue light coming around there. And then here I'm going to prime this, and I'm going to paint it this copper. I'm going to have to break out the airbrush, I think, but we're going to have to get the copper to paint it, and I'm going to use that right here. And it kind of is in line almost with this, so I think I might even just leave the photo etch the color it is, because when it illuminates around here, this is going to kind of be more or less a silhouette, so we're not going to even really notice it. And then when it powers down, it'll be a nice shiny color. You can kind of see there's some texture there, so I don't want to even worry about priming this. I think I'm going to give it a shot of just leaving it as it is. So but yeah, the nice thing here is when we paint this with the primer and then the copper, and yeah, I'm gonna have to bring out the airbrush just for this, but oh well. And that will hopefully give it a nice, that blue light will still reflect off of the copper really nicely. And when we turn it off, it'll have that nice copper look like it is in the show when everything's powered down. And it'll look like the filming model. So that's my hope. Anyway, so we're going to give that a shot. But this is just a beautiful piece. And I know I'm kind of gushing over it, but look how precise this is, you guys. Like, this is just a wonderful, wonderful piece. And they're not paying me to say this. You know, I mean, this is expensive. It was $26 for this little thing, but I think it's going to be worth every penny. And like we were saying before, I really want this main deflector to be kind of the focal point for the ship. It's gonna. I really want this to look just gorgeous and glowing and soft. And I think, at least I'm really hoping that that's what we're going to get. So, all right, enough talking. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out with the cutting disc. Sorry, I always say that. The cutting disc on the Dremel. We'll get that trolled away, primed, and we'll paint this. And then hopefully we'll come back and show you what it looks like assembled. Hey guys, another quick little section for you, and for this one we're going to be installing the little strobe light that goes right here on the underneath of the main drive, or the star drive section there. So we're going to do this with some fiber optic because the light fixture that we applied here goes right where that thing is. It's kind of right down, where is it? It's right in here somewhere. Yep, right there. Right in the middle. So it would be kind of hard to align a light there and then mask it and everything. So we're going to use some fiber optic cable and mount the actual light somewhere over here. So to do that, we're going to use the 0805 SMD, and I wanted to show you a little technique that I learned, and I can't remember for the life of me which YouTuber I learned this from, so I apologize for not putting the proper credit on there. But anyway, yeah, this is just a neat little technique that you can use, and it uses shrink tube to do it. You can use other tubey material, but shrink tube for me works the best. So what we do, first of all, I've got the light that unplugged from me here. Plug that back in, and you see here, we've got the 0805, and it's just glued. I glued it right here at the edge of this little piece of shrink tubing. I think this is 1.5 millimeter. It's the smallest shrink tube. And you can see there when you glue it, it has that nice flashlight effect. You know, the light's coming here, it's bouncing through and coming out there. And all you have to do is you get a piece of your fiber optic wire here. And this fiber optic that I use is, let's see, it's 0.75 millimeters. If you could read that there, it's from the fiberopticstore.com. And it looks like I might need to order some more at some point. But I don't use it very often, but I'm starting to use it more and more. So this is just a cool little technique I wanted to share with you. So we've got that glued in there, and that's glued in with some CA glue. And what we're going to do, we're just going to take this and we're going to put the fiber optic cable just right in there in the shrink tube, if I can get it threaded. There we go. And you'll see there it lights up nice and dandy. Let me turn off the light here. There you go. And it lights up just perfectly right there. We take it out, goes away. Fiber optic cable is so cool. So so yeah, that's all we're going to do. And then just over here, I'm just going to, pinch it shut and use some tape, just electrical tape, and wire it, wrap it around here a little bit, just so I don't get any glowing or any stray strobe effect. I want most of it to go right down there. And then we'll just mask this off with some black paint and just cover it, or some putty, once we get it in there. But yeah, that's really it. It keeps coming undone, but hopefully you get the idea there. And then what I'll do here is I'll thread this through. There we go. And we'll use the little lighter technique. Now, I don't know if I demonstrated this before, so do it again. We're gonna mushroom this so it doesn't go through. You guys. And all you do is you just hold the lighter. You want to start off away from it and then bring it closer, and then you'll come about a centimeter away or so from the actual fiber optic, and you'll see it start to mushroom. Whoa, whoops. Well, that didn't work out well. That's okay. I've got more. I'm gonna leave that in because you can see how quickly accidents can happen. Let's try that again. For some reason, the flame was being pushed that way. It must have a draft in here. So let's try that again. Nope. Still didn't work. So I think what I'm going to have to do is, well, it kind of worked, but I think it got a little browned. So we're going to cut that off. I'm going to try this one more time. This way I do it. I'll move the piece closer to the flame, not the flame closer to the piece. Darn it. There's a draft going on in here or something. It's my fan is on my I have a little thing called a mini split here in the garage, and it does create a bit of a draft. There we go. That worked out. So what we'll do, we'll have to feed it through this way. So after you do the mushroom, you want to test it. So I'm going to pull it, and it's there. There it is. Cool. Now we don't have to put any Solarez or anything like that down. And then all we'll do here, I will just use a little bit of CA glue to tamp that down, and then we'll put this in here and get it orientated somewhere, and then we'll attach that negative wire over to the strobe wire that's coming off the nav board. All right, well, that's it. Hopefully that helps some of you. Hopefully you found that a little interesting, and I certainly like this technique, to be sure, and hopefully it'll help some of you out there. All right, see you in a minute. Okay, here we go with another little short section here. The warp nacelles are installed, and as you can see, the decals have been placed onto them, and they've had the full gamut of the matte coating to get rid of the silvering and stuff. We'll have a long discussion about the decals later. What we want to point out right now, though, is that right here on this part of the ship has been bored out by the Dremel tool just to give a little trench for these wires. So one thing I did do, well, I kind of messed up, was that I didn't make these things long enough when I initially put them on, so I had to make extensions. And on this side of it here, I did run into a little bit of problem. I had to, you can see this tape here, I had to connect them with this tape to protect the wires from touching. Unfortunately, though, that tape kind of extends back in here again. Didn't make the wires long enough, and I generally make sure and do my wires very long, and I end up having to trim them. In this case, though, I didn't. So fair warning, make these wires really long, but needless to say, they terminate, they come out here, and they are all connected up here, and everything's been tested and working fine. So what we're going to document here is just this little piece here. This is the photo etch piece, and it's already been primed and painted with the AS16 on the outside here, and it's just going to be installed right here over this trench here. And this is the nice solution, I think, instead for wiring this instead of going behind the ship here. And I will try to remember to put a link to the video that I did look up to find the solution for that, because I was at a loss how to wire these things. So anyway, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lay this photo etch down, and I'm just going to place it like this here, because up in the section under the nacelle here, there's actually extra that I have to cut off. So I'm just going to get in there with the pen, and I just marked where I need to cut it off. So I will do that real quick. Okay, it's been cut off, and I'll give that a little check here. Again, I don't have any glue yet. Okay, and that will go down really nicely there. Okay, so the way to apply this here is we're going to take this, and it's already kind of bent here, as you can see, because I pressed it down. So we're going to keep that and take advantage of that contour. I'm going to spray this with some Insta-Set right there, and that stays wet for quite a while. Now I'm going to take some of the CA glue here. I did try it with the very thin, super thin CA glue, but it just didn't work. Okay, so I've got quite a bit of glue there applied. Now I'm just going to grab a little swab here, and I've got these little swab there. Thank you to my cousin Randy. So I'm just going to take this and just put some glue way up here, so it will make sure to stick up at the top. Okay. Now, this is the part to be real careful with, because when I place it down, because we put that Insta-Set on, it's going to grab a hold really fast. We're going to have like one shot at doing this. So I'm going to put that down and lay it in. And there we go. And the interesting thing about this, I can feel the heat. When CA glue dries, or cement or concrete dries, it does give off a noticeable heat. In fact, I've seen where super glue can actually make a cotton swab smoke. So there we go. We've laid that on, and there we go. Now you can kind of see here, there's a little bit of a gap there. I'm going to probably end up putting some putty there. It's noticeable. I didn't bore out enough there, clearly, and so I think maybe a little bit of putty there will do the trick. And then the side there, you can kind of see a gap. So I'll do some work there. Oh, there we go. I just pressed it in. Pressed it in with my finger. Maybe that'll work over here too. Or maybe just a little glue will work. And yeah, maybe if I put a little glue here. Why don't we do that live? Okay, I'll get that. I'll get the glue. And we'll get the tweezers. No, we won't use the tweezers. We will use our dental pick, our handy dental pick. Okay, all right. So I'm going to use the really thin glue here. This is the super thin. Actually, maybe not. Well, let's see. Okay. Okay. So we're going to pour a little glue. The super thin stuff is just really runs all over the place, you guys. So I'm going to avoid doing that. All right, so I've still got my little swab here. I'm going to take a little bit of glue and just lay it right along the edge there. Okay. Let's see if this works. Now, I've got the Insta-Set here in my hand, and I'm going to press down just with the pick. Well, maybe that's not going to work. There we go. Well, it worked a little bit. And again, I was using the rounded part of this here, which is a really good tool there. I can apply pressure without scraping things. Yeah, it looks like we're probably going to have to put some putty there just to even that out and get rid of that gap. But it should be okay. I still do think that this is the solution. Hindsight, I should have dug out a deeper trench, but I was just afraid of going through the plastic. I shouldn't have been, though, because it is quite thick. Looks like I'm going to have to put a little bit of putty there as well. Right here, there's a gap, and there's a gap over here, a pretty big one there, actually. Yeah, that's pretty big. So we're going to peel this away. Okay, everyone, so let us talk a little bit about putting on these photo etch parts. So in front of me here, I've got the star drive section, and we are going to put this other phaser array back here on this back part. So I've got the photo etch set right here, and I've already cut one out there, and here's the one we're going to put on. Now, this has already been primed and painted with a I think it was gunmetal gray, just a dark gray, basically. So let's move the camera over here so you can hopefully see what I'm doing. It's a little bit difficult to get this aligned, so bear with me. So we're just going to go right through here and carefully cut the pins. I don't think I got all of them. Nope. Okay. Well, that middle one's still stubborn on me. There we go. Now we're going to check. I've got that nasty hangnail, by the way. Sorry about that. You have to, okay, so there's a little bit there. We're going to have to trim that. So we come up here. Okay. Sorry about that edit there. So I've got the piece more or less trimmed down. Now, what we have over here in these two little cups, we've got some CA glue in this one here with the frog tape. And I've got the little swab, and in this one I've got some Instaset. So we're going to take the little bit of Instaset that I sprayed that out of the bottle. So we're going to put that there. And then we're going to take the glue and just put a little bit there. You don't need much. I probably put a little too much there, but it should be okay. So now I'm going to pick up the piece. If I can. And we're just going to pot it down. It kind of slipped. Now it's going to set really fast. So I got lucky. I was able to move it. So you usually get about 1 or 2 seconds. The way I did that there, you get about 1 or 2 seconds to be able to move it, and then it's permanent because we put that Instaset. But that's it, folks. So now you're probably going to see this section here after a couple. I'm doing this now, but I'm going to record some sections talking about the decals here. You can see a lot of shimmering and stuff. So you probably have already seen the corrected version of this. So, or what I'm going to do in the future, rather. So bear in mind that is you won't see that, and I'm just doing this now because that's the time of the month. I'm just recording this bit. So, okay, and it looks here like I misplaced one of the little red decals there. That little end bit should have gone over there, but oh well. The things happen.